Hello, good morning student. Today we have start here for the new topic. As we have already studied about the origin of life on the earth called as a proto-biogenesis. There are many theories which we have studied in the last period, that is the theory of spatial creation put forth by the father Sudrez. Then the theory of panspermia, or it may be called as a cosmozoic theory, which is explained by Ritz. Then we have studied about the theory of spontaneous creation, which is explained by Aristotle and Greek workers. That is also called as the theory of abiogenesis or theory of atobiogenesis. Then we have gradually proceed further the theory of biogenesis, which is the explained by the famous scientist Louis Pasteur and the Francisco Redi and the Splanzani. And now we have studied here the new theory in this period, that is called as the modern self-assembly theory. This theory actually put forth by the scientist Haeckel. But this theory is elaborated by the Russian scientist named as Alexander Oparin and the British scientist named as J.B.S. Heldon. These two scientists in separate year, in 1924 by Oparin and 1929 by Heldon. These two scientists separately elaborate this theory, and which is explained in certain points. Actually, this theory tells us that the life is originated on the earth by a combination of chemicals through a constant chemical reactions over a long period of time. It is inherent property of chemical molecules to self-organize or self-assemble, and that's why they create a life, a microsystem first of all, and then the cell. It includes the primordial events which convert micromolecular assembly into the macromolecular assembly. Gradually it converts into a cell-like microsystem and then into the cell and then creatures. This was proved by the scientist Smith. He produced the collagen from simple organic material. Then here the Reed is the another scientist which also proves by combination of amino acid the proteins are to be formed, and in case of tobacco mosaic virus also the biochemical origin is to be proved. So such a type of self-assembly theory which has the biochemical origin and molecular origin. This theory is explained by primordial events which occurs on the earth. So this theory starts with the origin of earth. That is the origin of earth. Origin of earth is explained by a famous theory named as the Big Bang theory. This Big Bang theory was put forth by Georges Lemaitre, and he explained that Earth is originated 20 billion years ago by a single huge titanic explosion With this explosion, tremendous matter and energy is produced. Then fragments of fireball expanded and cooled, and they are thrown into the universe. These are called as celestial bodies. So such a type of celestial bodies, gradually they cooled down, and the solid parts are converted into different galaxies. These different galaxies, they form the solar system in the universe. And in this solar system, the Earth is one of the small part of this all universe. Earth is originated 4.6 billion years ago. Primitively, Earth is nothing but the rotating cloud of hot gases. Then it consists of the cosmic dust, the pieces of rocks and metals. These are called as the nebulas. The continuous cooling and condensation, the frequent explosion occurs on the surface of Earth, and the thousands of years, the cooling and condensation repeated again and again, and which result into the stratification of Earth. Due to this stratification, what happens? The certain heavy elements, just like the nickel, just like the particularly iron, they are sank to the center of the Earth, and they form the central core of the Earth. The lighter element, the helium, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, these are the elements which form the actual atmosphere of the Earth. But this atmosphere was different. It was happened near about 3,600 million years ago. And this atmosphere is very characteristic because this primitive atmosphere in which the oxygen is absent. It means that the free molecular oxygen is absent, hence such a type of atmosphere is described as reducing atmosphere. A question may be asked in your NEET exam or CET exam that the atmosphere on the primitive Earth or primitive atmosphere on Earth was reducing time because the free molecular oxygen is absent at that time. Then gradually the first compound formed on the Earth, it will be asked in CET and NEET, the first compound formed on the Earth was. So remember that the formation of ammonia, methane, water and H2S, these are the first compounds formed on the Earth. What happens? The continuous cooling and condensation of Earth, what happens? The heavy element forms the central core, the lighter elements form the atmosphere of the Earth, and the lighter element react with each other. And these reacting molecules, particularly hydrogen, was most active element. That's why this hydrogen combined with nitrogen to form the ammonia. This hydrogen combined with carbon to form methane. This hydrogen combined with oxygen form the water, and combined with sulfur to form the H2S. So these are the first formed simple compounds on the Earth. And at that time, the Earth was very and due to this tremendous heat, the ammonia and methane and H2S, they remain in a gaseous form, whereas the water is remain in the form of steam. So such a type of water is remain in the form of steam, and then this steam get gradually condensed along with the cooling of earth. Due to the condensation of steam, the heavy rainfall occurs on the earth, and this heavy rainfall results into formation of lakes, formation of ponds, formation of rivers, formation of oceans, and many other water reservoirs. These are to be formed on the earth, and at that time, due to the rainfall, the lightning occurs on the earth. The ultraviolet rays which reach up to the earth, this ultraviolet rays, radiation and lightning, they give energy to the reaction. By using such a type of energy with addition of volcanic activity, such a type of using the energy, the condensation, polymerization, oxidation and reduction, these are the simple events occurs on the earth. Due to the condensation, polymerization, oxidation and reduction, the compound just like hydrocarbon, ammonia, methane, water, H2S, they combine and which result into the formation of simple compound just like monosaccharides, amino acids, purine, pyrimidines, nitrogen bases, fatty acids and glycerol. They are dissolved in water, and that's why they are accumulated and deposited into the sea or oceans. Such a type of water is described by Oparin and Heller as a hot dilute soap. But certain scientists called it as the primitive broth. So certain scientists, they described it as the primitive broth. Broth means the nutrient medium. So it is described as a primitive broth. It has certain characteristics. What are that? It is important that the free oxygen and enzymes, they are absent here. Free oxygen and enzymes are absent in this primitive broth. What happens due to this? Due to this, there is no degradation occurs. So there is no degradation of such a type of primitive broth occurs at that time. And therefore, such a type of primitive broth is described as the sterile broth, or it is also called as a neutral soap. Neutral soap or sterile broth is the name. Then what happens? Gradually the cooling and condensation gradually continues, and then occurs formation of complex compounds from the simple compound. The simple compounds which are monosaccharides, the purine, pyrimidine, nitrogen bases, fatty acids, glyceroids, and particularly amino acids. These are reacted together, colloided, aggregated together and polymerized together. That's why from this monosaccharide, the polysaccharide organic compounds, they are formed upon the earth. The polysaccharide compound, just like fats, proteins, nucleosides, nucleotides, are produced used on the earth, this is called as the formation of complex compound. Out of these formation of complex compound, the proteins are very much important. The formation of protoproteins, this is supposed to be the landmark in the origin of life. This is very significant event which occur on the earth, and due to this protein later on the evolution takes place. The enzymes are formed from the proteins. So this is important thing. Then what happens? Gradually the purines and pyrimidines nitrogen bases, they are combined. Along with the polymerization of monosaccharide form the sugar, the purine pyrimidines nitrogen bases and the sugar along with the phosphoric acid, sometimes they form the wonder compound called as nucleic acid. The first of all, the simple nucleic acid RNA is formed, and gradually this RNA is converted into the DNA. So such a type of RNA and then DNA, nucleic acid is formed, and we know that these compounds have a self-replicating ability. So this self-replicating ability is present in DNA and RNA. This self-replicating ability is the fundamental feature of the life, fundamental property of life, and this will be occur on the primitive earth. Then gradually an important event takes place on the earth that is called as the formation of protobiome or formation of tree cells. What happens? The nucleic acid along with organic and inorganic compounds or molecules, they form the first form of cell like microcystin, and then the procells or protobiome cells, which has a fundamental properties of life just like the growth and reproduction. Such a type of procells or protobiome, they are described by the different scientists. The Alexander Popperine called these protobiomes as a coacervates, whereas the Sidney Fox is another scientist which described such a type of protobiome as a microspheres or proteinoids. So according to the Alexander Popperine, the coacervates are nothing but the colloidal aggregation of hydrophobic proteins and lipids. This is important. The colloidal aggregation of hydrophobic proteins and lipids. They grow in size, which is the fundamental property of life. They take material from the surrounding for converting matter into energy, but they are thermodynamically unstable compound. Due to this instability, they divide, they split just like into the daughter cells or small parts. Daughter, small part. It is happening just like a budding mechanism. So here, small compounds are to be formed, which is supposed at that time just like a reproduction. So such a type of compounds found in the seawater, and they came along with seawater along with the tides on the coast of the sea. So this is called as a co-acervate. What's the different thing given by the Sidney Fox? Sidney Fox tells us that the co-acervate-like compounds or protobionts described by Oppenheim, they are formed from called as the proteinoids. So proteinoids are formed from colloidal hydrophilic complexes. These colloidal hydrophilic complexes, they are surrounded by water. Colloidal hydrophilic complexes, they are surrounded by water. It has an outer double membrane. It shows the properties of life or cell, which may be called as a diffusion and osmosis. Due to such a type of diffusion and osmosis, the metabolic activities start in microspheres, and it is also described by giving proof by Sidney Fox. He performed the experiment and heated amino acid, and which are heated. And such a type of heated amino acid which result into formation of protein droplets. The Sidney Fox called these protein droplets as a proteinoids. Gradually he realized that these protein droplets, they aggregate together and they form the small rounded structures. These small rounded structures, they are called as microspheres. So actually the Alexander Oparin described proteinoids or protobionts as a co-acervate, whereas Sidney Fox described it as a microspheres. Both the co-acervate or the microspheres, these are non-living colloidal aggregation of lipids and proteins. They are surrounded by water. Though they are non-living, they showing some biotic property or properties of living organism, just like a growth and reproduction. So such a type of metabolic activities taking place in such a type of protobionts or co-acervates, and hence they are also called as eubionts or protocell. So such a type of eubionts or protocell, they are formed. Such a type of protocell or eubiont, they are the first cells with the nucleic acid, or cell-like microsystem with nucleic acid. They split or multiply and directing series of chemical reactions with the help of enzymes or proteins. Gradually, due to such a type of reaction, they convert process into the first cell on the earth. This first cell, once it is formed on the earth, the chemical evolution completely stops and the biological evolution starts. And in this evolution, the first cell formed on the earth, which is to be marine cell, because they are formed in the ocean water, and therefore it is called as a marine cell, which is heterotrophic in condition and which shows some metabolic activity. Due to such a type of metabolic activity, such a cell is called as chemoautotrophic cell. It may be asked for NEET and CET exam that first cell formed on the earth is. So it should be heterotrophic, it should be marine cell, and then are chemoautotrophic cell. Such a type of cell in which growth and multiplication takes place, and they take the food material from the surrounding. Due to the taking food material from the surrounding, the depletion in food material takes place. Due to this depletion of food material, what happens? The favorable circumstances occurs for the mutation, and the certain event takes place. In this event, one of the event is occur in which the primitive chromophores are to be formed, which can convert solar energy into the chemical energy. And this is the property of chloroplast. We know that, in which byproduct is evolved as a oxygen. The first cell is formed. Now the cell becomes for the autotrophic. From chemoautotrophic, it will be converted into the autotrophic cell. The photosynthesis takes place into the cell, and such a type of reducing atmosphere now gradually converted into the oxidizing atmosphere. This is the first cell of life, and gradually it will be converted into plants, then animals and different creatures. Thus, the life is originated on the earth. This is not the theory, but it will given or supported by the experimental proof, and that experimental proof will be